I got to Vietnam. I was there for about, I was in this maintenance company for about, which was maintenance on trucks, not helicopters and whatnot. Because I had a guarantee, supposed to be aviation technician. So one morning, the captain told me to come in early one morning, monsoon season, when it's raining. So I went to the company and said, Baxter, you got to go to use of your headquarters. The biggest base, military base in the world, really was Long Binh, which was Vietnam. It was like 3 miles by 2 miles. It was a big thing. Everything was at Long Binh. And he said, so I went to Long Binh. So he said, put on a uniform and some shine shoes. I said, okay. So believe it or not, a helicopter came and picked me up and took me to USP headquarters. And I got there, I saw 2 people I knew I hadn't seen since basic. And I had an interview. So they said, well, a bunch of us people who was guaranteed certain MOSs, they stuck us in other things. And what happens is most of us won our case. So what they told me, they said, well, Mr. Baxter, you have a choice to leave Vietnam and go back to Fort Rucker and for maintenance training. I'm going, what? Fort Rucker, okay. So what happened? Or either you have an option. What you can do is you can go to a maintenance company right now. I'm going, oh, I want to get out of this dust. So what happened is I was sent right back to first aviation maintenance. That's what I really wanted originally. Mm-hmm. Of course, I was so excited. Oh, I'm around helicopters. That's what I wanted to do. But so one Sunday morning, another guy. One Sunday, normally you could have chaplain service at least once every 10 to 15 days. So naturally, I didn't smoke or drink, and the guys drink. They drink and they smoke marijuana. And our operation came with this with Baxter. You have how many people? We needed 6 people. Well, 3 of the guys were 4 o'clock in the morning. They're still out, I was always available to clean guy, So I went out that morning, with on a medevac operation, and we took our RPG. We were descending into the area. This was about 20 minutes after 9, and we got shot down. And we crashed into a rice paddy. I got a few little shrapnel wounds and whatnot. Rice paddy, the pilot, he got his neck snapped. The impact snapped his neck, And we were in the rice paddy. This is like those little squares you see in rice paddies. When we got shot, RPG hit us. So we were getting ready to wait our turn to go and pick up some injured, operation. But as we descended, we took a rocket and we just shot down this rice paddy. But on impact, we let it fall right down into it and it snapped his neck. And I was holding the strap, I still feel these things. Always pull my arm off, but that broke my, But I had a few little shrapnel. I didn't realize shrapnel came up through that floor and kind of penetrated some part of my skin, which was no big deal. So it was 20 minutes after 9. It was in the helicopters about 15 after 10. So they came in with the Cobra escorters. Cobra's the gunship. And brought another medevac and got me out and they got me. And they got him out and took me to back to USP, and whatnot. And I got me about 2 weeks off duty, And what happens is, by being a clean cut guy who didn't smoke or drink, which is rare, so the other pilots goes, I can use this guy, because I was always clean. I knew what my duties were, country boy, And we had a Cobra. Which the H-1 Cobra had come out, not doing 67. We had a Cobra gunship came out. And like I said, I was attached to it, and Baxter, you want to learn the gun turn? Which the Cobra is a narrow machine. It's only 34 inches wide. The pilot sits in front of the pilot sits up above you, and there's a gun turret. It gave me about 4 days training on firing the mini guns and all that stuff, I was excited. And what happened was in that, like I said, after we did about 19 operations with the Cobras and whatnot. We had mechanical problems too. But what I found out, you were just more of just a soldier than a technician. Of course, like when we were down on the ground, we had to go through maintenance and whatnot, and different things, And what happened was on my 19th operation with the Cobras, we took another rocket. And like I said, it tore the tail end off the rocket, and Cobra went down, and I was just lucky. I got a concussion and whatnot, and there was another people around, got us out. That pilot, he was killed. It took the back part. I didn't know what this white matter was. I didn't know the brain had white matter. That stuff that was down on me That was his brain matter down my neck.
No.
My thing was, well, I'm going to make it back. And that's when I learned, I came to the conclusion, when it's time to die, you will die. You're not going to die before then. Because I've had close calls. I've seen people, mortar rounds come in and wipe out 6 people, 2 people just got a little ear damage. So what I'm saying is that when the time comes for you to die, you will die. But I don't think you'll die before then. You can get injuries now. Like I said, like a seatbelt. I don't think a seatbelt can stop you from dying, but I think it prevents injuries. When it's time for you to die, I think you will die. Vietnam War, that's why guys were so disgruntled. You come back, a lot of guys had PTSD, and there was so many things they had to deal with. But I look at it like, it doesn't make sense if people, soldiers see something, the top brass should listen to the soldiers first. Because if they would have let the military run that war, it would have lasted probably about 7 years. But our hands were tied all the time.